Hi, I'm Nicole Bradford, co-founder and director of the Transformative Technology Lab at Sophia University. In this video, you're going to learn why so few people ever experience extraordinary well-being, hear about the damaging, rigid mindset about meditation that holds us back, and learn how adopting the right approach to your meditation practice can rapidly accelerate your personal evolution. But firstly, who am I, and how did I get involved with hacking transformation? Much like Jeffrey, I was successful by all accounts. I'd earned an MBA from the Wharton School of Business. I was a senior executive at one of the world's top video game companies and was living the life by most people's standards. Though I'd been meditating for a few years, I was still suffering from thinking way too much. I thought all the time. It would have been one thing if my inner chatter was about particle physics, but it wasn't. I was really self-critical, never resting, always worried about something. The inner chatter was constant and could be really negative. I couldn't shut my mind down. It was wearing me out and stressing me out, though no one who knew me would have known. I knew that it wasn't good for me to think all the time, so I decided to try meditation. I started in one style, and while it would relax me while I was meditating, right afterwards I would get tense again. And then I went on a Vipassana meditation retreat. After 10 days, I was happier than I'd ever been in my life, and the chatter was gone. I realized that though I'd thought I was happy, I was actually optimistic. It was a top-down mental exercise. But it wasn't the kind of happiness that wells up when the mind neither pushes or pulls. And that's what I felt after that retreat. And I was fearless in a way that surprised even me. The inner fear that the chatter stirs up was just gone. I was amazed. How could something that I'd spent my whole life taming be gone? I now know that what had changed was my level of rumination, which is the technical term for that inner critic that says things that makes us feel afraid and feel like we aren't enough. It turns out, when you meditate, you change the relationship with that voice. First, you stop taking it seriously, then it quiets down, and eventually it can even go away, and you can be free. I felt after that retreat more connected to other people, more in tune with the universe, less anxious, more relaxed. I was present. I felt more alive than I had ever felt before. People told me that I felt really different to them, and I connected more deeply with everyone that I met. Most of all, my relationship with myself was better than it had ever been. I experienced a dramatic shift in my ongoing state of well-being. And after that, I became fascinated by understanding what had happened to me, and also why hadn't it happened sooner. It didn't happen to everyone at my retreat. Why me? You see, I'd been meditating for a few years and I had not experienced anything like this. And honestly, I wish that I'd experienced it sooner. But after this happened, I wanted to share it with everyone. And because I had a background in technology, I really wanted to figure out how to use technology to make happiness and fearlessness accessible to all. After telling all my friends about my experience and my new mission, one of them suggested that I meet Dr. Jeffrey Martin. They told me about his research into these experiences and how he structured his research as a scientific study. I saw that he was making the subjective objective. This was important because it's the only approach that allows you to create systems that can be reliable for as many people as possible. You see, I believe in science and that what can be measured can be mapped, and that what can be mapped can be scaled to reach everyone. So Jeffrey's approach really resonated with me. We met and we talked for 10 hours straight. And we decided in that meeting to work together to develop the Finder's Course, to help people find their fit, so they don't have to waste time, so they don't have to suffer. The core of Jeffrey's research and data and my direct personal experience, where I had one technique only work on the surface and another technique changed me profoundly were the same. What we discovered was simple, yet profoundly impactful for anyone that wants to end their suffering and achieve persistent states of peace. Fundamentally, we discovered that not all meditation techniques are created equal for everyone. And more importantly, if you want to experience a sense of heightened well-being, you need to experiment and to find out what type of meditation works for you. Fit matters. You don't wear shoes too small or put a pickup truck in a tiny garage or wear clothes that are 10 sizes too big. So why would you do that with the mind? Of course, fit matters with the mind. I spent years using a meditation technique that didn't work for me simply because people don't know that fit matters. It's an old-fashioned approach that keeps people from making progress. And when you think about it, it's kind of crazy to think of the way that it's done today. It's an outdated way of looking at spirituality and of thinking about meditation practice. But the practice of meditation is a very individual experience. It's not about gurus or superior paths. It's about you. The best path is the one that works for you. And though meditation has historically been deemed spiritual in its nature, in reality, it can be just as quantifiable as any other health practice, assuming you have the right technology. But there is a big problem that keeps people suffering far more than they need to. The practice of meditation today is shrouded in dogma. Very few, if any, meditation schools acknowledge the fundamental truth that there is no one-size-fits-all approach when it comes to achieving truly heightened states of well-being. The likelihood of one school saying, you should go over there, it's not high. When I was seeking, no one was facilitating an experimentation process with feedback loops that would have helped me find and understand what types of meditation would help me experience a profound change. Today, you basically pick a philosophy, religion, or school for whatever reason, and then you use their techniques. And it's total luck if their techniques will move you, even if their beliefs do. I was lucky. I stumbled upon the technique that shifted me, that in many ways freed me. But it could just as easily not have happened, or it could have happened sooner. I don't like how much luck was involved in my transformation. Doing this in a more objective way could make it happen more reliably for everyone. Sadly, there really isn't an acceptance in some circles that you can use techniques that work for you and still follow any belief set or even stay indie. It's a kind of dogmatism, a rigid unwillingness, or maybe even it's just a fear of change that keeps people from looking progressively and practically at everything. We embrace medicine, nutrition, and fitness based on proper fit. Why not meditation? When I think back on the years I spent on a technique that didn't fit me, it saddens me a bit. Those years were expensive for me. The happiness I didn't have, the awareness I didn't have. I would have enjoyed those years so much more. I was so busy thinking that I missed out on certain things that I really wanted in life. I missed cues in some of my relationships because I was so in my own head. I couldn't see what was happening. And I've had relationships that were important to me end. Knowing the difference in me from before to after I found the right fit, I know that some of those things would have been different. If I'd only known to try and how to try, if I'd known how to scientifically approach finding my fit. That's what the Finder's Course is. It uses quantitative methods and technology to help people find their fit and experience their true nature quickly and reliably, just like any other healthcare field. Inspired to make this vision a reality, I've made it my life's work through co-founding the TransTech Lab at Sophia University, the Transformative Technology Conference, the TransTech 200 list. I'm working to support scalable, technological solutions to enhancing human happiness and well-being. The primary way that we do that, the way that we help people, is with our Finders Course program. It's an interactive, quantified approach to help you find your fit with meditative practices and progress to whatever level of consciousness you desire. In the next video, Jeffrey and I will be telling you about the Finders Course experiment we're running and our goal to fundamentally shift the world's approach to delivering heightened states of consciousness. We'd love you to be a part of it, and you'll be able to find your fit and experience incredible shifts in your well-being faster than you ever thought possible. But if I can leave you with one takeaway, it's one of hope. You can end the inner suffering you've been feeling. You can get rid of the fear. You can be free. You can achieve a state of happiness and well-being on a persistent, moment-to-moment basis. Everything you need is within you, and with the Finders Course, we'll help you unlock it. Watch out for the next video in the series, where we'll explain exactly how you can participate in the world's largest experiment in consciousness and find the meditation practice that will allow you to achieve inner peace.